on the bulletin board in the municipal building and on the municipal website. The meeting will come to order. Please stand for the flag salute. Attention, salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Would you call the roll, please?
Yes. Mayor Becker?
Here.
Mr. Blumberg?
Here.
Here.
We have before us minutes of our January 8th meetings. What is your pleasure?
I'll make a motion. We approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Tobey?
Yes.
Yes, we now need a motion to approve Mr. Richard Deeney as the acting clerk. Would someone like to make that motion?
I'll make the motion that we approve Rich Deeney as our acting clerk.
I'll second that.
Roll call. Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Tobey?
Yes.
We will now go to public comment. We have 3 minutes on any subject. Let's go.
Steve Altman, 9003 Amherst Avenue, Margate. Mrs. Tarby, when are the recycling bins going to be distributed in the city?
We haven't ordered them yet. In fact, the budget hasn't been approved, and I don't think they're in the budget. However, I am working very hard on trying to get grants to partially or fully pay for them, because I really think we need them with the strong winds that we get, and the recycled debris ending up in the drains in the ocean and the bay do concern me. So I'm looking for outside funding for that.
Very good, thank you. I would like to ask any of you to tell me what day of the month I'm pointing to. You can't, okay? Can you tell me what day of the month I'm pointing to on this beautiful calendar? Can any of you see it from where you are? No? What?
What's your point?
My point is, this was a damn good calendar that we had for years. This is a beautiful calendar, which is very difficult for somebody to see at any distance at all. I honestly urge you to go back to this, because while this is very entertaining and attractive, these little symbols are, you have to keep, what are we talking about here? I got to go look at a symbol, whereas I used to just be able to read it and get the information I needed. Now, part of the process of what we're doing here today is giving out information. It's talking to the community. This does the same thing. And by the way, on January 2015, on both calendars, there was a conflict of when you were going to meet. I was here on the 22nd, and the building was locked up. That was this calendar's mistake. This calendar did get it right, but, you know, when we have a conflict of information being put out to the public, I urge that we use the reverse call-up to inform citizens that, you know, what's the right date. I mean, that's a simple thing to do. So while I also recommend that you go back to bigger type that spells out what the appointment is, I also really think, I don't know what I think. You get the idea. Now,
How about the numbers? Were they right?
pardon me?
Numbers right?
On the calendar? Yeah, it was a correct calendar.
30 days has September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31. Is that what you mean?
The point is, they're so faint.
Steve, I can speak for myself only. I agree with you wholeheartedly. We will revisit the calendar issue before the next one's.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Now, I want to make a sort of a roundabout point.
Your
I
time's
think
up.
you guys, I think you guys do a great job. The city of Margate has great department heads. I've said this before. I really think it's a remarkably well-run city. The only thing I criticize you guys on is paying attention to older people, this being an example. You used to have an advisory board. If somebody had shown me this calendar when I sat on that advisory board, I would have said, hey, I can't read this, and we would have solved that problem at the get-go. There should be more back and forth communication between citizens and the commission.
Steve,
Like this-
we still do have, and we haven't disbanded it, we still have that Citizens Advisory Board, so maybe we can have you take a look at it next year.
I'd love that. I'd love to be the senior citizen advisor to the commission, because things like the acoustics in this room, which are terrible.
You don't change a bit, do you?
No, I try to keep hitting that button.
That's number
And
two
don't
on
forget
your
beach
list.
block parking.
No, that's number one. That's number two on your list. The 7-point list, you got to read that again next time you come.
What's that?
Your list, where you...
My list, oh yeah.
You're just going to
I got all
reflect
that
the numbers.
stuff. Okay, but really, the beach block parking is about being an older citizen, the acoustics in this room are about being an older citizen, and the calendars about being an older citizen. We need to really be concerned about people who wear glasses. I mean, only 2 of you up there today, 3 of you up there today, but, you know.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Anyone else?
Sewell 22 West Drive, once again, it'll be the same mantra that it was in the year 2014. We need an ordinance that bans, prohibits any and all patronage and nepotism. We need an ordinance which bans and prohibits any and all pay-to-play, including services in kind. That little phrase cost the taxpayers $647,000. Unnecessary expenditure. It's almost as unnecessary as the $10,000 taxpayers had to pay for Miss Talby's opinion. The opinion isn't worth the paper it's printed on, yet it cost the taxpayers $10,000. I strongly urge this commission to have a reality check. If Commissioner Talby wanted an opinion, she could have gone to Father O'Malley. For $10, he would have given her an apostolic absolution, an apostolic...
Continue, Mr.
I don't want to interrupt the solicitor while he's talking.
You're not. He's
He's just chattering away.
Trying to figure out who Father O'Malley was.
Father O'Malley is your local Irish pastor and priest, and he'll give you absolution, unqualified absolution, for $10 or less. We don't have to spend $10,000 to get a bogus report, because, you know, solicitor, when it says, he says, saying she was just doing her job, does that have a historic ring to you? 309 years ago, back in the fatherland, in the shrine city of Nuremberg, where they had the Nuremberg trials, that was the mantra of every National Socialist that took the stand, just doing her job. But the one thing that the lawyer failed to point out to Commissioner Talby, you can be legally right, but by God, you're not morally right or ethically right. And to besmirch this woman's reputation unnecessarily, uncalled for. And when it says, you know, he says that Commissioner Talby never said that Rosenberg
15 seconds,
breached
please.
contract. However, he goes in this article and says that she did breach the contract. This is exactly what you get when you get such a lawyer. Do you remember the punchline, Commissioner Tobey, is how can you tell when a lawyer is lying? You know what the punchline is?
Yes.
All right, his lips are moving. And for us to pay this kind of money for this kind of garbage, it's got to be stopped. Got to be stopped going forward. And I would hope that Mr. Deeney would stand on his 2 feet and get this ordinance passed to ban this nonsense.
Anyone else?
Sharon Simon, 424 North Burlow Avenue. It's hard to keep a straight face sometimes. With regard to the issue that John just brought up, let me just point out that when the commission voted on whether we should spend $10,000 for Mr. Barker to do his thing, Commissioner Blumberg said no, and we were hoping Mayor Becker said no, but he said yes, and so it happened. So it can't happen with just one commissioner. There has to be 2. So Mayor Becker, you're just as guilty or responsible for that $10,000 as Commissioner Tobey. Also, to get a little football humor in here, okay, I understand why Commissioner Tobey wanted to pass the report out to the public, because she felt that it exonerated her. However, it was a bad call. It was not a good call, the commission putting it out there, because that report was intercepted by the other attorney. And now, you saw the big brawl that happened on the field at the Super Bowl. Now there's going to be a brawl. He had his report. It's our attorney's opinion. Your other attorney thought that you could win that whistleblower case, and after a $640,000 settlement, we know that wasn't true. So why did you put it out there? I mean, it seemed like it had died down, and now you incited the other side. So it's great that Commissioner Tobey wanted to clear her name, but decisions have to be made from a commission, from a legal standpoint, what protects the city, and that report should not have been released. As far as the recycling bins, I also want to point out that at the meeting, when Commissioner Tobey brought it up, she spoke about how much we're going to save this, we're going to save that, didn't mention any costs, didn't really have all the facts down to the public. The mayor said that we'd discuss it again. Commissioner Tobey said we'd discuss it again. Commissioner Blumberg said we should discuss it again. There was no further discussion. And then, in the current, where we seem to be getting all our information, then we find out that there's 33 cycles and it costs $255,000 and so on and so forth. Shouldn't have been reported on because it hadn't been decided. And if we have money in the public works budget, first of all, we're going to have a new commission in May, so I don't think we should spend any surplus up front. We're in winter. We don't know what emergency we're going to have. Steve Altman brought up a very good point about ice and snow on sidewalks and clearing them off. If we don't have the money for that, get a grant to do those kind of things, because you buying recycling bins, which obviously has been squashed right before election, just doesn't smell right.
15
Services,
seconds.
not products. Okay? So, but truthfully, I mean, we don't know what the winter's going to bring. We don't know what the storm's going to bring. You don't spend your money up front because you have some surplus.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Can I respond just a little bit?
What?
I also am sorry that we spent $10,000 for the report, but if you recall, there was a threat of a lawsuit, and I don't understand why the reaction was what it was when I brought up the fact that it appeared that there was payments missing on that contract. I don't know what was said to them, but yeah, they were obviously upset, and I don't think we should have had to spend the $10,000, and I'm sorry that we needed to. And that information about the recycling carts was requested from me by Nanette, and I had that information all along. I just didn't have it with me at that meeting. And we aren't spending the money. I just said probably 10 minutes ago that I'm working on some grants to fund that purchase if we do purchase them. So I don't know what the big deal is.
to say, because she's responding to what I say, if you had an issue with what Marketplace did, which I think is valid, why not call up Marketplace, talk to your people, see where the controversy is, bill them what they owe. The problem is you put it out there in the paper. When you have an issue with an employee, you put it in an email. You speak first, and you speak disparagingly about someone in the community. So if your end game was to find out what was going on with that lease, you could have done it in a different way. That's all we're saying. That's all I'm saying. And there are other leases, like Lucy. So, but that didn't involve Tom Hilton, or that involved Lisa. So, you play your games the way you want to play them. And no need to respond. Because whatever you say is taken with a grain of salt anyway.
I do believe that Mary Siracusa notified us that there was some signatures needed, and I believe Lisa also reached out. So I didn't bring it out for the first time, just FYI.
Steve Water, 103 North Sumner Avenue. I'd just like to say one thing. Steve, you forgot to bring up about the beach block parking.
No, I did.
Did you? No? Very, very briefly. The next time, could you, expand on it a little more? Yeah, thank you. I'm here speaking on behalf of the Margate Concerned Citizens Group. We had a meeting last month in which Chief Wolfson was the speaker. He did a very good job, as a lot of people have come and spoke before our group. And we discussed the relining of Atlantic Avenue, and to have 2 lanes and a center turning lane, and also larger bike lanes. And the group thought that it was a very good idea. And I didn't see it on the resolutions, or I would have brought it up. But we took a vote, and we decided we want to support the city, regardless of, if we have to take some expense, that's okay, to have the 2 lanes and have the center turning lane and whatever it costs to do that. We voted to support the chief and the city to do that. And we just want to let you know they wanted me to come here to tell you that we support that idea, and the senior citizens, and lowering the speed limit to 25 miles an hour. So that's why I'm here. So
Thank you, Steve. Anyone else? Motion to close public comment, please.
I'll make a motion that we close public comment.
I'll second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Tauby?
Yes.
Okay. We'll now open for public comments on second reading of ordinances and resolutions, please.
Sewell, 22 West Drive. Once again, a brief remark to the remarks made by Commissioner Tauby. There's a world of difference between needed to spend and wanted to spend. It certainly fell within the wanted to spend. And actually, Commissioner Tauby should have abstained from that vote, and it wouldn't have gone forward. As long as there's see, the problem is both the mayor and Commissioner Tauby.
John, we're on resolutions and
Well, I'm
ordinances.
going to hit it just in a second, Mayor, and I'll do it all within 3 minutes,
Okay.
because I'm going to call on your recollection, which is 0, and therefore we won't have any problem. But both the mayor and Commissioner Tauby must learn to delineate between wants and needs, and furthermore, you cannot have self-interest arise to conflict of interest, and it does it time and time again. But more pertinent is resolution number 24, Mayor, double dozen down there, $145,574 for a dump truck. Now I realize, Mayor, you cannot remember or recollect that dump truck already had a resolution and was already paid for. And they took a chunk of that money and they decided that they wanted to buy a beach tractor. And now you're coming back for a second bite of the apple at $145,574 for the Rolls Royce of trucks. a Peterbilt. And my question is that spending has already been provided for and should not be provided for twice. And this, you are remiss, and the other two commissioners are remiss in letting this slide by a second time. It was paid for once, and taxpayers should not pay for it twice, especially a Peterbilt of all vehicles. So I strongly urge that this resolution receive a unanimous no, 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 because we're not in the business of paying for things twice. Thank you, Mayor. Try to recollect. Try to remember.
Anyone else?
Sharon Simon, 424 North Thurlow Avenue. With regard to number 25, I just want to thank the whoever was involved in getting a temporary acting clerk and management consultant, and I would like to think Mr. Dini was involved as his role of business administrator and now temporary clerk till whatever time. And also, I'm glad that, given everything else you've been doing with the city, particularly all the time you've invested on dunes and all of that, which has taken a tremendous amount of your time, and we are very grateful for that, that, you were able to do this in a timely manner, and that everyone on the commission has publicly stated that, so it's good. Wouldn't want anybody to think you weren't doing your job. Thank you.
Any other comment? Is there a motion to close public comment?
I'll make that motion.
A second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Tave?
Yes.
Okay. I will, Rich, are you going to take over from here? Or are you going to
Excuse
do
me?
the ordinance?
Oh, I can do that.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
We have this.
Ordinance 01, amend Chapter 17533, accessory structures and uses of the Code of the City of Margate, City, County of Atlantic, State of New Jersey. This is second reading.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Tave?
Yes.
Resolutions, number 21, authorized payment of claims.
Rich, if I can,
Rich?
we skipped ahead a little bit.
I skipped
Number
item
7.
7, so go ahead.
Oh, okay, well,
I'm sorry. Can we do that now, and then we'll go back to you?
you handle that, please, Mayor.
The only, Steve has to scoot, so,
Okay. Sure, you want Steve?
yeah.
Steve, I didn't mean to ignore you. The devil made me do it, Steve.
Yes. Steve Giesecke, 112 North Lancaster Avenue. This Sustainable Margate team is asking permission that Margate get involved with the Earth Hour that's going to be on March 28th at 8:30. And what that involves is between the hours of 8:30 and 9:30, we shut the lights out, and this is to raise awareness for the climate change. And this is quite an involved process. It's a worldwide event. Millions of people around the world turn their lights off in honor of this. And if you've seen the emails on this, if you've ever seen any of the video, it's pretty impressive to see them shut down things like the Eiffel Tower, the Tower of London, and some of the major edifices in the world. So what we'd like to do is get permission, if we can, to put this on our site and to have the city shut their lights out for, the non-essential lights out for an hour.
Good.
Good by me.
Good. You got it.
I have a question before you, conceptually, I don't think there's any problem in this. And when it was on the agenda, what my understanding was to promote it and get private parties to turn the lights out at their homes and so forth. What I just heard was get the city to shut off its non-essential lights. Yes, in concept, but I think that I'd like the commissions to make it clear to the department heads that it's to be their discretion with respect to safety, which you could overrule in time you want as individual commissioners, but I wouldn't want to give the impression that we're going to turn off the streetlights, for instance. And I haven't even discussed this with the police chief, but just so we're clear publicly, whatever we do, we'd like to have you make some suggestions to us, and we'll review it, but I'd like the final determination to be either in the hands of individual commissioners or the department heads in the appropriate departments.
Absolutely, Rich.
Thank you.
We do want to get the merchants involved, and we work on it on somehow. I mean, this just came upon me. And as I said, non-essential. Definitely we can't shut off street lights and traffic signals and things like that. We would like to reach out to the merchants and just as a gesture for Margate to take part in.
I think we're all in agreement, just, we can work this out.
So we can register our town?
I'm good with it. You good with it? You good with it? Absolutely. Okay.
Very much.
Thank you. Sorry, Rich, you want to continue?
Continue. Resolution number 21, authorize payment of claims and payroll.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Tauby? Yes. 22, authorize renewal of contract with Horizon Eye Care.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Tauby?
Yes.
23, award contract to Ransom International LLC, Galloway Road, Bensalem, Pennsylvania, for purchase of one 11 cubic yard refuse collection truck. Bids were accepted December 16th, 2014.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Tauby?
Yes.
24, I believe, award contract to Hunter Jersey Peterbilt, 524 Monmouth Road, Clarksburg, New Jersey. Purchase of one stainless steel dump truck, plow spreader, Peterbilt chassis. Bids were accepted 12/16/14 in the presence of the then city clerk and our public works director.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Tauby?
Yes.
Number 25, award contract to JPM, Jersey Professional Management, to provide a temporary acting clerk and management consultant. The temporary acting clerk's name is Deborah Smith, and she would work here at your discretion. Estimated time 4 to 6 months, 2 days a week. The contract calls for 1 week separation should it not work out to either party's satisfaction.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Tauby?
Yes.
Number 26, award a contract for post-Sandy assistance grant, and this contract would go to Arthur W. Ponzio and Company and Associates. It was based on a competitive process using the federal procurement requirements, and it included an internal review of the proposals with an internal committee of 4 people and a point system supervised by Jim Ratala. And the recommendation is, as it reads in the resolution, the selection is Arthur W. Ponzio Company Associates.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Tauby?
Yes.
Number 27, approve recycling tonnage grant, which is an annual approval.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Tauby?
Yes.
Number 28, authorized transfers in the 2014 budget. I believe it's one transfer.
I'll make the
Second.
motion.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Tauby?
Yes.
29, amend Resolution 246 for change of signatories on the city accounts. It's to remove the name of Rosemary Freed.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Tauby?
Yes.
Approve plans and specifications for the 2014 state aid reconstruction of Amherst Avenue, explained by our city engineer.
Make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Tauby?
Yes.
31, approve plan specifications for the 2014-2015 road program.
I'll make the motion.
Second?
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Tauby?
Yes.
32, award contract to Video Pipe Services for 2015 cleaning and televising of sewer systems in the amount of $141,240.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Tauby?
Yes.
33, authorized payment to Colmar Home Center,
I'll make the motion.
$683.
No second.
Mayor Becker?
I
Commissioner
recuse.
Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Tauby?
Yes.
34, authorized delivery deed for portion of Lot 9, Block 19 pursuant to ordinance number 22, 2013.
Make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Tauby?
Yes.
35, authorized the award of construction, authorized award of a contract to Kevin Frenia from the firm of Holman, Frenia, and Allison, P.C. for the municipal audit for the year 2014
I'll
at a
make
fee
that
not to
motion.
exceed $26,500.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Tauby?
Yes.
Thank you, Rich, and we made it through our first meeting in good shape. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Tauby?
Yes.
Thank you all for coming.